So, oh, I think that. Oh no, we're live right now. Okay.
Oh shit! Oh, hi.
Oh no. Quickly. There we go.
We're in the.
Yeah, we're very professional today. Starting 45 seconds early. Very not professional at all, actually. Welcome to the Monkey Bar. This is episode 75. And 75 is sometimes a cause for celebration depending on what franchise you are. Me personally, I don't consider it that big of a milestone, not until we hit 100. That's when we're going to do the really impressive stuff.
Yeah, like if it's your 75th episode, good job. If it's your 75th Friday the 13th, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, I think about when DC did the 75th anniversaries of Superman and Batman, where it's like they're just doing that because they don't know if they're going to be around for 25 more years.
That's kind of depressing, and I love that fact.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I figured. I mean, it's not that big of a stretch, if you ask me.
Can I open this episode with a story that happened to me last night?
I mean, this episode's already open, but go ahead.
I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm just teasing you.
So I'm at my mom's place, and I'm taking the trash out. She said, "Make a little noise. There's raccoons that hang out near the dumpster." And I'm walking there, jingling the keys to the apartment, making some noise, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I realize if I just stick the trash in there, there's a higher chance of starting. What if I just whirl the trash up by the drawstring and throw it in there? I belted the fucking raccoon in the face.
Huh.
Me and the raccoon made the same noise. I was much louder, however. What got me, raccoons don't scare me. It was the size of my dog.
But, and your dogs are big, right?
Yeah, you've seen Shiner, that big fat one?
Oh, yeah.
Picture him hiding in a dumpster.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom said, if you just drive up there, they will take the trash bags from your hand and pull it in the dumpster.
Yeah. How do you feel about the phrase trash panda?
I love it.
Huh.
I have an affinity for raccoons. I like them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like raccoons too. I wouldn't keep one as a pet, but
no, but I love an animal that has so much potential but is so dumb at the same time.
Yeah, I had a neighbor who had a pet raccoon.
Oh, that's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather have a friend of a pet raccoon than have a pet raccoon myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like it kind of makes me think about I don't know if it was Norm Macdonald or it was some comedian who said that having your own talk show is like having your own boat. It's a neat idea, but you gotta clean it, make sure everything's fixed up, check for barnacles. So really, it's much more fun to go on somebody else's boat.
Yeah,
that's how I was feeling when we invited the SWC brothers over. I was going to bring that up, but yeah, it was great to have them. I don't know. I felt kind of conflicted about having them for the our big second anniversary. I mean, it is in my nature to be generous and make it about other people than it is about us. But yeah, it was still great to have them on.
It is. I didn't talk much because I didn't want to overshadow them.
Well, they overshadow each other all the time, so that's what I was kind of expecting. So. But yeah, it was neat to have them on just to interview them. I know that I sort of go by when I'm talking to people or interviewing them. I always remember what Larry King says about his role on interviewing people is you can't make it about yourself when you're interviewing somebody. So if you're interviewing somebody and they're like, I went to Chicago and you gotta ask, what was that like there? Not, oh, I was at Chicago just last week and blah, blah, blah. And I had a falafel at this stand that's really nice and da, da, da. But you're making it about you and not about the interviewee,
I get you.
Yeah. And I know I'm sort of contradicting myself by going on and on, but I'm not really interviewing you. So
no, we don't interview. We just bullshit back and forth.
Yeah, that's really what this show is all about.
Do you see how that screensaver bounces back and forth? That's how our conversations go.
Yeah, it's not quite lined up properly, but it gives you the illusion just enough to really annoy you. It makes it look like it's real, but it's really just us being jackasses.
Yeah. God.
Yeah, but we do have some semblance of structure that we've managed to develop over the years. And I have a list of things that we can talk about at our own leisure. First on my list was I was talking about Smiling Friends, the Zach Psychic Pebbles Hadel pilot that he did for Adult Swim, along with other cartoonists, Michael Cusack, who did Bush World Adventures. It was I think he's most known for that Rick and Morty episode that he did. That's like completely in his own style, and
I thought
yeah,
it
it
was
was. Oh, yeah, and also Mike Stoklasa is one of the voice
Of
actors
course.
in there. He's just perfectly cast as this like old middle-aged man who wants to kill himself, and that's like the whole plot of the episode is they're trying to make this guy cheer up so he doesn't kill himself. And I want to say like I don't know if they designed that character specifically for him or if they just like if he was their first choice for that character.
I
But
like to imagine it's a bit of both.
yeah, it works perfectly. So perfect that I don't know. It makes me wonder if they'll ever be able to top that episode if they make this into a series.
Maybe oh man. I like Mike Stoklasa quite a bit, you know.
Hmm.
The voice is perfect, you know.
Yeah, he has a very distinct voice. Him and Rich Evans also are voice actors in this like I guess kids web series called Ollie and Scoops. I don't know if you heard of that.
I'm googling it now as we speak.
Yeah, it's them and a bunch of pretty big name veterans. Like I think Gray Delisle is in that. I don't think Tom Kenny, but there are some other like big names along that sort.
My God.
Mm-hmm.
Rich Evans in a kids show kind of makes me giggle.
Yeah, he does that sort of 1950s announcer voice, like, "Hey there, Scoops. What's the scope, Scoops?"
You know what always gets me about Rich Evans?
Hmm.
Is that he tends to be the most direct when he's pissed off in a movie.
Yeah. I saw that. It reminds me. I saw that Riddler Media did a trailer for the Star Trek Picard review, a Plinkett review, actually.
Oh my!
I think that's what they were. Yeah, it's what they implied, and I think that's what it's going to be. Is Mike finally dusting off the his Plinkett voice? I mean, which he was probably flexing in Smiling Friends. So,
who do you prefer as Plinkett, Mike or Rich?
Well, I mean, if you were to ask Mike, he would probably say he prefers Rich. And for me,
yeah,
like for me personally, it was hard for me to warm up to Rich as Plinkett because what drew me into Red Letter Media in the beginning was the Star Wars prequel reviews. So I was used to hearing Mike's voice, and I don't know. It's kind of they're kind of two different animals when you think about it. Because like I think Mike's is a lot darker and a lot more, I guess, sinister, whereas they almost feel like two different characters. So it's hard for me to like nail down which one I prefer. But if it gun to my head, I would say Mike.
I like them both. I think Rich is he's the physical one.
Yeah, he's more of a character, I think.
Yeah. Plinkett's the voice is more of a force.
Yeah, Mike's is more of the voice than the, I guess, actor, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I picture like Mike is like an entity more than a character.
Mm-hmm. That's a good way to describe it. But yeah, Smiling Friends, I think that now that like most of the hype is dissipated, I think I can be a bit more like critical on it. Like I said, I don't see like it being more than a pilot at this point, but I would love to see more like episodes of it just to see what they can do with the idea, with the concept, because it is like a concept that you can probably stretch out for a long time. Yeah. But I think it's heavily dependent on like what kind of characters they can come up with, and but I have faith in the team to really write some good like Newgrounds era type like weird and psychotic characters. You know.
I prefer. Have you heard of that Mr. Pickles show?
Yeah.
I'd rather be more Newgrounds with Mr. Pickles in the end.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've never seen Mr. Pickles, but I've heard it's pretty bad. And I've seen like just bits and pieces of it where it's just like gore for gore's sake. But with Smiling Friends, there's like character behind the gore. And I think that that's what really cinches it for me.
I getcha.
But yeah, I recommend Smiling Friends. Check it out if you haven't already. You can watch it for free on Adult Swim's website. That's really all I have to say about that. What about you?
I think I don't remember a lot of a pilot I watched when I wasn't feeling particularly great.
Mhm.
But what really gets me is how each of the characters' designs are just perfect for voice, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amongst the classic character is probably my favorite design.
Yeah, him and Zach, like the characters that Zach voices, because he voices the yellow guy. He's using his regular voice, and then there's the old lady, Desmond's mom, Mike Sikolas's character's mom. He does his trademark old lady voice for that. Like all the characters are like very well cast, and that goes back to what I was saying about adding the character that really pushes it the extra mile.
Also, the boss guy kind of caught me off guard.
Oh yeah, I can't remember who voiced him. I think because I know that Tom Fulp voices one of the. It was either Tom Fulp either voices him or the red lanky guy, and I want to say it's the red lanky guy because that's sort of. I mean, I think that's Tom's character. I'm not really familiar with Tom as a voice actor / cartoonist.
Apparently, it's Mark M.
Okay.
The boss.
All right. Yeah, I don't know who that is, but he did a good
I just
job.
looked up on IMDb.
Okay. But yeah, that's about all I have to say about that. I hope to see more from the team, from Psychic Pebbles, Michael Cusack, and the rest. Whether it's more Smiling Friends or new project altogether. Which reminds me, Oni, Chris O'Neill, who actually did the 3D model of that alien creature in the TV. He's been working on his own video game. I don't know if you heard it, Bulbo.
How do you spell it?
BOWLBO, so bowl with a bow. It's Bulbo: The Quest for Bing Bing is the full title of it, and it's like this 2D platformer, 2.5D, I guess, because it's all 3D models. But it looks like a really good game so far, and I'm hoping to see it out by like either by the end of the year or early next year. And it looks like a really professional made game. I like the 3D models; they all look really high quality. It has its own. It's really interesting to see when a 2D like an artist who's mostly known for 2D is able to translate his style into 3D so effortlessly. Because it's not as easy as you'd think. Because
the Incredibles had to design the characters to look perfect in 3D, especially. That's the whole thing.
I mean, if you look at pencil tests for Tangled and Frozen and Moana, it's like the pencil tests look like the Disney house style, and it's just figuring out how to get that into 3D, which I think it's pretty impressive. I mean, I would prefer to see Disney make a comeback with 2D animations, but I think that lies in the responsibility of independent animated studios. But yeah, it looks like a really good game, and it kind of reminds me of Donkey Kong Country.
Oh my god, I'm getting that vibe from the picture I see.
Yeah, it's on Steam, so you can add it to your wish list. I don't think you can pre-order it right now, but yeah, it looks like I'll definitely get it when it comes out.
The only thing I have on my wish list is Dwarf Fortress for Steam.
Yeah, I got a bunch of games on my wish list. I was actually going through and culling some of them because there's stuff in there that I added years ago that I'm like, I'm never gonna buy this. I'm never gonna download it or play it. But there's some that I've added recently. One being Half-Life Alyx, of course. That's just the long-term goals, I guess. Probably. I mean, I'll probably. Like, I'm planning. I was gonna say I might use my Trump bucks to buy that the VR setup, but it's probably gonna go towards upgrading my PC. I think my graphics card and processor are due for an upgrade. Do you know
By
if you're
the
getting?
way, what?
Do you know if you're getting Trump bucks?
Probably fucking not.
Really?
I don't know. I think I might, but I still don't. I'm gonna hold off on not expecting it.
Okay. I mean, I wasn't expecting to get mine, but apparently I might get something in the mail. I don't know. I don't like to brag about that because it's like, oh, look at me, I'm on wealth. I get to get my free money.
Yeah,
Look at
the
me.
issue is that because but remember the hotel job
Oh
thing
yeah,
where
yeah.
I've been those guys fucked me finally.
Uh-huh.
Excuse my French.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. What?
Oh, Mike's been in a lot of stuff actually.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Hmm.
I apologize. Sorry.
That's fine. Um. Yeah, I forgot that when they did Space Cop, that they got Patton Oswalt to a cameo in that. Because I remember the Best of the Worst episode where they had him on. I'm like, how they get him? But then I realized, oh, it's from Space Cop. I wouldn't have guessed that because nobody watched Space Cop.
I kind of want to watch it.
Yeah, it sounds terrible, but I think the Red Letter Media guys, they kind of acknowledge that. I like that one comment Mike made in that. What was it? That
Erotica.
the Danzig movie where he paid a bunch of strippers to be in his movie. He said like, "Oh, the lighting makes this look like Space Cop." It's like that's probably the most scathing critique Mike has ever given a movie.
No, I think no, we were getting confused. I think he said I haven't seen a worse director since Jay Bauman.
Oh yeah, I think that was in the last video that they uploaded. It was like a different video.
Maybe I haven't watched their review in a bit.
Okay. But yeah, their review of Freaks or no, what was it called again?
Cabin Fever.
Freaked is the most recent one that they did with Jay and Josh were reviewing the Alex Winter directed this movie in the 90s about people being turned into freak show creatures or whatever.
I really like when it's Jay and Josh. They're a good group.
Yeah, you can usually tell if it's going to be like a really weird, surrealist kind of movie.
Josh is good on the main show,
mm-hmm.
but I kind of like him more on review.
Yeah, I think that he's able to stretch his legs a bit, I guess.
Yeah,
on that show.
I also like Jack. When it's Jack and Rich Everett are a good group too.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever saw a pre-rec previously recorded.
I did. I only found out about it after it ended, and I felt so bad.
Yeah, Jack is actually working for the Escapists now.
Oh man.
Which is like him and Yahtzee are the only ones with any talent that I know of who still work for that site. I don't remember if Movie Bob is fired again or not, but I hope I don't know. Like, what are your opinions on Movie Bob?
My opinions on Movie Bob are the opinions I have on a cockroach. Oh God, I hope it goes away or dies.
Yeah, and you really can't step on him, otherwise you'll track eggs all over your apartment, and then it'll be an infestation.
The glistening eggs of Bob Chipman are all over your basement.
Yeah, less said about him, the better. If you want to know about him, search on Twitter, and you'll find something pretty and like you'll probably find something pretty reprehensible if you just search for his name on Twitter or Google.
You know what? Hold on. I'll pull up Twitter.
Yeah.
As you can see by our background, we've moved into the dungeon to avoid.
Yeah, we're in the bunker right now. I don't know if you saw the thumbnail for this. It was sort of my tribute to the Dick Show.
I did. I was trying. I haven't seen the Dick Show.
It's good. You can look up clips. And I think that like you have to be a patron to look at the video of the episodes. I think that's just for $1 a month. But yeah, you can just find clips on their YouTube page. They're pretty funny, and I always like the whenever they do fan art of them on the set, it's always because it's Sean on the left and Dick on the right, and Dick's always like being like loud and obnoxious, and Sean's just always like half the time he just has this blank stoic face. So yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm on this page and I kind of got to get quiet because I'm like, oh my god, I forgot how big a movie Bob is for a dick.
Mm-hmm.
Like
you've seen that like the cosplay pictures, right?
Oh,
no, I know that I've shown you those.
I've seen the one of him as Mario.
Yeah, there's one of him as Mario. There's one of him as Captain N. And I really can't tell which one's more embarrassing. I want to say the one as Mario. Like that, at least that one's gotten more traction.
See, Captain N kind of fits. You know, it looks okay, but him as Mario is like. It looks like he's about to go. It's on me, Mario. I'm gonna go to fucking kill your family.
Yeah, like whenever you see like that or really anybody like sort of trying to like whenever you see somebody badly cosplaying Mario, it always makes you think of like a porno.
Oh, don't make me think of that.
Well, I mean, I think it's especially if it's like the short sleeves, because I was thinking that I don't know.
You know what it makes me think of?
Hmm.
It makes me think of Realistic Smash Bros. Whenever you see Realistic Smash Bros, they always draw Mario, the big tough dude.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of hate that style, but I kind of don't.
Hmm.
But Realistic Bowser looks kind of bad. It depends, you know?
Yeah. You know, talk about movie Bob. That just makes me think back to that brief era of internet critics, that guy with the glasses era, where everybody felt the need to have these like terrible skits in their videos that would go on for like 10 or more minutes.
Yeah, like I used to like cinema, Nostalgia Critic until all of a sudden it became a skit show with occasional references to pop culture.
Yeah. When do you think that, like, can you point to like a specific episode or whatever where you can pinpoint that happened?
His Titanic episode really fucking killed it for me.
Okay. For me, because I remember I was watching the commentary for the It review. And this was back when I actually watched rewatch these episodes with the commentary track on, and it was Doug saying that it was the first episode where they like stepped up their game. So I think that was probably an indication that it was the beginning of the end, where they wanted to just turn it more into skit-based comedy rather than adding short, snappy quips to reviews.
Couldn't you just done that as his own show?
Mm-hmm.
Like make another show on there, like a sketch show.
I mean, they tried that. It was called Demo Reel, and nobody liked it.
Oh yeah, fuck! I forgot about Demo Reel.
Everybody did. Yeah. Like the only thing like that keeps Nostalgia Critic relevant is when Oni plays like tries to like make him in a I don't know. Like they actually just uploaded today an episode of this where they're playing The Sims, and the first thing you see is them creating the Nostalgia Critic in The Sims. And it's the original Sims game where you can upload photos and put it on the character's face. So it looks really.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's a trip down memory lane.
Yeah, I never played the original Sims. I think the first Sims game I ever played was Sims 3. But
I think my first Sims was Sims 2.
Okay.
I remember it because it had the pet dogs and you could make your own breeds.
Hmm.
and I just kept making dumb dogs.
Mm-hmm. You ever play Spore?
I fucking love Spore. Spore
Yeah.
is one of my all-time favorite games.
Yeah, I think
Not
that
per
that's. I'm sorry. Go
yeah.
ahead.
What?
Yeah, I think that Spore is one of those games that might be due for a remake. I would love to see a remake of Spore.
I would love to see a remake by people who actually care.
Yeah, like just add more, like flesh out all the, I guess, levels or stages in Spore. I think that it could be a really special game with that. I think that. Well, I mean, Dreams on the PS4. That's really proven that user created content is more popular than ever. Um, So I think that yeah, if Spore were to make a comeback right around now, it could probably be a success. What games have you been playing recently?
I've been playing an Animal Crossing game a lot. I picked it up because everyone's been talking about, oh, it's good, it's good. And I didn't realize how zen Animal Crossing is. It's my first.
Hmm.
And I never realized that just like today, doing Battle of Raccoons can be relaxing and spiritual.
Hmm. Yeah, I've heard that the like New Horizons is probably the best one so far.
Yeah,
Uh,
the one thing is don't start the game near Easter.
mhm. Yeah,
Did you hear about that?
I mean, I heard about like eggs and stuff, like, or I mean, like, what isn't it like that? Like certain materials, they don't spawn the materials that you looking for. Just spawns an egg instead,
Yeah, and you have to collect so many of these materials to progress the story at one point. It's like,
right? And rocks don't regenerate, so
yeah, you have to go to, well, we regenerate every day, and you may or may not have to time travel at one point or not.
right.
Uh, you know another game I've been playing?
Hmm.
Stellaris.
Huh.
Nothing's better than making an alien, alien robots that just want to make everyone bio trophies. Like you're they just want to basically play Pokemon as sentient species.
Hmm. Yeah. Me, I've been playing Dying Light. That's the
How is it?
it's okay. I know that it's the game that Pyrocynical likes to play. I mean, it's probably most known for that one meme of him jumping off the bridge and going like, "So guys, we did it." Probably have no idea what I'm talking about if you've never seen a clip of that. But
I I don't.
yeah, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have anything to do with the game. The game is, I mean, decided to give it a shot because I remember that, but the game itself is, it's okay. It's one of those games where it takes a while to get the good stuff. I mean, it's not like a situation where I think of like like JRPGs where it's like, oh, like it starts off kind of bad, but if you play for 40 hours, then it eventually gets pretty good. It's not like that level of. I mean, it probably takes like 40 hours before you get your first handgun, but between that, it's like the combat serviceable, the parkour, like a lot of it's built around the like first person parkour, which yeah, it works when it needs to sometimes. I don't know. It's
You know what'd
a
be cool for a parkour game?
mhm.
A parkour game where they have something like make it like you're a big open city and there's one monster that'll chase you.
Hmm.
Just one monster in particular will chase you among others. And that one monster also knows parkour.
Hmm. I thought it was like the idea that you're parkouring around a kaiju.
I'm stealing that.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, that'd be cool. Oh man,
hmm,
borrowing that idea.
yeah. Like you have like a stretch of a city block, and then like the monsters like trying to catch up to you. Just
Yeah.
like everything's being destroyed behind you.
Oh, and you jump around, throw like a grappling hook over its horn.
Hmm. And
For my
like you could,
comic, I had the joke that giant monsters they tend to be unfortunate, really unenthused around people when they aren't in a bad mood.
Hmm.
It's like poking the sleepy dog. It just rolls over and accidentally crushes someone.
Yeah. I was thinking like you should get like next time we bring guests on, I want to get Tim Lim and Mark Pellegrini, specifically Mark because he's into kaiju.
Dude, me and him are going to talk.
I mean, when I
I mean,
posted that fan art six like the six fan art things, and I had which one was it?
Geigen.
Yeah, he called it chainsaw chicken. He's
Yeah.
like the fact that he pointed out or recognized that one in particular. I'm like, yeah, like you guys would definitely hit it off.
Do you know why I love so much about Geigen, though?
Mm-hmm.
Geigen was the first monster to draw Godzilla's blood.
Mm.
He chainsaws Godzilla's face open
Sure.
because he's got these chainsaws on his belly.
Mm.
And Godzilla's response is just to beat the shit out of him.
I'm gonna show. Speaking of Tim and Mark, that's they're doing another campaign for Common America, and yeah, they're doing a second campaign on Indiegogo for the same book project. They just want to like sell more copies, earn more money for the next one. So I would say if you missed the Kickstarter, go check out their Indiegogo campaign. I actually got my my shipment in a couple of days ago. It's like this really. I got the was it the $35 tier? So it gives you the comic, the sticker, a little postcard, and the figurine. So it's like a little acrylic. I think that's what it is. Plastic.
Oh, you know
thing.
what's fun about that?
Mhm.
It's in the same size as several cutie miniatures that some people use.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking of doing a Common America game.
Mm-hmm. When I selected that, I thought it was going to be like a 3D thing, like a Nendoroids figurine, but I like what it is right now because those cost like the little like the full plastic one, like the vinyl figurines is what I'm thinking of. Those cost like $100 for one of those. And while I would like to see one eventually made, I like what I got in this package. I think I really got my money's worth.
I've been thinking about my comic and the tone I want to take with it.
Mm-hmm.
And something just clicked with me. I was doing the thing where originally all the monsters were hardcore based on like mutated thing or not. And you got me thinking about kaiju, so you're gonna have to suffer it now.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
And then something just clicked with me. I think what I want to do now is make it more like old-fashioned monster movies where it kind of is an armadillo. It rolls up, or functionally they have some traits of real animals, but they're more or less just if the monster needs this power, it has the power for that monster. So I have more fun designing them.
Hmm.
So they look more like something from Ultraman than, say, the new Godzilla films.
Hmm. I know you pointed out last week that is it armadillos like only what 3 species of armadillos roll up?
No, the free banded armadillo. It's
Okay.
one particular species.
Okay. Oh, okay. So like there's only one species of armadillo that rolls up.
Yep, the others just jump in the air.
Yeah, because that kind of fucked me up because I thought that like all of them roll up, but no.
Well, it's the most common species, so that's kind of like when you think armadillo, you think the one that rolls up.
Okay.
It's kind of how pop culture has styled them.
Right.
That's what PR does.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like the idea that hedgehogs go fast, which they don't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny that I have to point out that yes, that is correct. Hedgehogs don't actually run at the speed of sound. There's an exaggeration.
Hey, could I pitch an idea? Could I just mention something that always bugs me about like just monster things in general?
No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
you know when they have a giant monster and they kill it, and the big like King Ghidorah gets his head blown off and he falls over and he's dead. What did we do with his body? What did we do with all the dead monsters?
Like that's a good question, actually.
My kind of idea is that they just drop them on an uninhabited island so they just decay there.
Hmm.
I think that they call it the island of vultures and seagulls. All those seabirds are swarming it.
Uh-huh.
Just crabs everywhere.
Hmm. Well, that makes me think of actually Infamous 2, where like the one of the villains, the guy who can turn into a giant toxic monster, after
Yeah.
you finally beat him, then you hear like over the radio that like, it took us like 3 days to chainsaw his body up and get rid of it. And like, so I imagine it would be something like that. You got like a bunch of industrial, I guess, rock grinders or whatever those giant spinny things are. Just
I just
like,
want to have like we got laid off from the Ford plant, and they just come up with a chainsaw from trucks.
like there's like a union for monster grinders. Like they just,
Um,
yeah, it takes like 50 days before like they get to work on it because of the
and then
union.
they get pissed off if like another monster shows up while they're still working.
Uh-huh.
There has to be one of them that's like, oh come on,
Uh-huh.
you can't just see we're working here. Monster don't care about your laid off, wrecked economy.
Uh-huh. uh, but I wanted to, like another video game I've been playing, or I've been not one I've been playing, but I saw that Fallout 76 is on Steam now.
I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Is it good?
Well, right now there's a like the reviews are at mixed on Steam, which surprised me. I thought they would like that people who just like didn't even play it would be spamming the downvotes to like negative, but I don't know. The Wastelanders DLC is like on with it, so
They shouldn't have made it a deal.
I think the DLC is free. I don't know if that is the case. I think if you buy the full version, then it is. Um, but are you still there? Yeah, I can barely hear your microphone.
Testing.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Internet's kind of fucking up a little.
All right.
Uh,
Um,
I you have to admit, if this company was anything but Bethesda, can you imagine what would have happened to them?
yeah, yeah, it is weird how Bethesda is in this sort of state where people sort of take it in stride, like they're uh, like sort of for the sake of just kind of fun gameplay. I don't know what it is, but people are just very like immediately willing to forgive Bethesda for whatever they do.
I think it's like we had good times in the past, Beth. We can have another good one.
Yeah, and I do think their games are like genuinely fun. It's just that,
I do.
yeah, like I think it was Video Game Donkey who said, it, not about Bethesda games, but there was another game where he said, the studio proves that you don't have to make a good game for it to be fun. And I think it was
Uh,
he was talking about Black Ops 4, I remember, but I think the same applies to Bethesda games.
what do you think is your favorite kind of not really good game, but just game you like to play?
Um, honestly, um, well, I do get sucked into like crafting games, like Minecraft, Astroneer. I know I was playing No Man's Sky a lot. Um, so it seems like, and I don't think it was always that way, but and in those games, they do what they set out to do. It's just that I wouldn't, and I mean, I would describe most of them as good games.
I remember I pre-ordered No Man's Sky day one.
Ah,
I
I mean, No Man's Sky, they've fixed a lot of their problems ever since then. I would, though, say it's not nearly as good as what they had promised. Still, I'm not really a fan of the procedural generation stuff. I think that more structure is better.
like procedural generation when it's done right, like
Yeah,
Dwarf Fortress.
yeah. Minecraft does it pretty well too. in my
You know,
opinion.
I found out I have a Minecraft account.
Hmm.
I don't remember ever buying it or
What's your?
what.
You know what your username is?
Oh, I logged into it. I don't have it on me. It's something like pterodactyl
Yeah,
because that
I
was an
figured.
old handle mine.
Yeah, I was asking because I figured it was going to be something really weird.
Me weird.
Well, I know that like your Twitter account has this like there's like 10 Z's in it.
Well, yeah, because I went to Zugor. No, it's you. It's like
Oh yeah,
Zugor.
yeah.
That's how you call me. You have to go Zugor.
Mhm.
It's
But yeah, when Fallout 76, if it ever goes free to play, or even if it goes on sale for like $10, that's the most I'm willing to spend on it to play it. I mean, I could just buy it and like play for 2 hours and then get a refund, but I don't know. I don't want to be scummy like that.
the most scummy thing I ever. Can't tell my almost scummy story.
Hmm.
Remember how in the old Xbox game they told you could install a game?
Hmm.
I read that and I thought that meant like if you downloaded a game that meant that it was on there. So I went to a rental store and I rented Skyrim and I thought if I did that I would just return the game and go, oh yeah, see?
Hmm.
No, it just meant it just loads faster.
Oh. Hmm.
So I tried being scummy and it didn't work at all.
Okay.
That's my one scumbag story. Or
Hmm.
try almost.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of scumbags, Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop Factory was reviewed by JonTron. And the
Yep.
scumbag in question I'm referring to is Gwyneth Paltrow, not JonTron, who I love personally. John, come on the show, please.
Oh, I love JonTron.
Yeah. People are.
JonTron is the monkey.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, his like. I mean, whenever he releases a video, he's like his jokes always just hit the mark completely. Um, I know that he got popular right around that era that I was talking about with the critics doing skits, but I think that John specifically based his stuff around like sharpening and refining those skits as much as possible. I was going back and rewatching some of his old gaming videos, like on Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, King's Quest. And they still hold up.
I really, really love his video. I love how quotable he is.
Oh
That's what
yeah.
gets me with him.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I think I still quotes at least one or two lines from some of the classic ones every now and then.
Do you have a favorite quote of his?
Probably his "Fool me once, I'm mad. Fool me twice, how could you? Fool me 3 times, you're officially that guy. Okay, oh, this suit is official Giorgio Armani. My dad knows him. Fuck you.
My
I
favorite
ain't
quote of
having that
his.
shit.
My favorite quote of this is that's me, Giuseppe Krakowski. I don't even know why.
Oh, I think that.
It's just the delivery.
Yeah, I think that probably my favorite video by him is Malkovich's Gaming Guilty Pleasures. It's
Ooh,
just like he just nails that character of like not just like the accent, but the whole public access feeling to it.
I like his newer stuff a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I like this new recent one that he shot in his basement just because it kind of reminds me of the lower production values that I grew up with on him. I remember when he started using the set, and I was like, this kind of like removed some of the charm to it. And I don't think that I've ever like really completely 100% warmed up to the sets and the like big production values. I think that internet humor works best when you strip away as much budget as possible. Which is why I'm so happy that nobody has donated to our Patreon or Kofi, and I
Just
think
donates $10,000.
yeah, sure. But yeah, I stand by that. I think that I mean the same problem I had with Nostalgia Critic is once you start pumping more money into your like internet productions, it's no longer you no longer have the sort of dumb crappiness to coast off of. All of a sudden, you sort of have to you're asking to be taken more seriously, and I think that sort of defeats the purpose that you go for in the first place. For a lot of people, not everybody. And I think John does well with the sets. Like I said, I haven't. I don't think I ever, warmed up 100%, but I've warmed up maybe like 90%. So just enough to where I still like his videos.
I get you there. I don't like the set. I like his content though. I like what he talks about a little bit more though.
Yeah,
It's
I think
more.
that's he nails the timing as always with his jokes. Um, so yeah, he still has a great sense of humor.
You know, I was thinking that Cinema Snob, and I was watching his stuff, and he's lost a lot of his regulars.
Hmm.
Like people used to do a midnight screenings with. Like,
yeah, I mean, I don't know if you've read any like the behind the scenes drama with some of those cases. But,
oh no, what happened?
well, I know that one of the biggest ones was Jake, who used to show up on his midnight screenings. You remember him?
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, but it turns out like he was like sleeping with Brad's fiance or something.
Oh, was that the no? Wait, no, is he the guy with the long hair, the curly hair,
Like the curly hair, yeah.
skinny dude?
Kind of heavy set a little bit, from what I remember.
Had the beard?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
it's been so long that I can't really remember like exactly what these people look like, but I just remember hearing about that, and yeah, this fuck up situation that's I wouldn't want to be in.
Yeah, never mind. I'm like, well, I like it. Wait, what? Because I
Mhm.
never one dude was an asshole.
Mhm. He was the guy who like always got angry at movies. Would be like, god damn it, fuck this movie. That
Yeah,
guy.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna pick enough.
Okay.
I think, but yeah.
I mean, this was a while ago, like probably like 8 years ago.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about now. That
Okay.
fucker,
Yeah.
literally.
Hmm.
Um, I will say though, I if I see any of the Walker brothers, I kind of stop watching.
Uh-huh.
I don't like Rob and Doug.
Yeah.
I used to like Rob, but you know,
Yeah. I don't know. Have you watched any of the recent Nostalgia Critic videos?
no, because I have taste.
Yeah, I mean, I was considering like watching like an episode ironically, kind of just to gauge, if I've put that much distance between it, and I don't know. I don't really want to spend like 30 minutes of my day just like subjecting myself to that.
Like when I watch him, I just feel I feel kind of nauseous. You know what he did to people.
Uh, I mean, yeah, like I don't know. He just has that look about him, like he's just withering away.
It's it's like the portrait of Dorian Gray.
Yeah,
That's his demo reels.
or
If
like
you watch,
he only looks like that on camera. If you saw him in person, he's like 25 and has a full head of hair.
oh,
But
I don't watch my shit.
yeah, I
Why?
mean that would make a lot of sense. But yeah, JonTron's still great. And I mean, I see some people bring up the whole controversy every now and then. You're probably aware of that.
Yeah, I just didn't get involved. I just
Yeah, and John apologized for that. I know that I've said I said on Twitter that if I would like that's the reason I don't do debates. That's I try to keep my mouth shut, but if I get challenged to a debate, then I'm usually the one to say, no, I'm not, I don't want to get involved with this. Because I know that if I got backed into a corner, I would probably say like 10 times more deranged shit than what John said. And John apologized for what he said. So
oh,
I don't know.
when I get amped up sometimes, like when I'm off my meds and shit, they would fucking crucify me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, I think everybody has a little bit of that in them. So I really don't see why, I mean, I see why people would want to pile on John for that. like you need an enemy sometimes, and but yeah, I've never had any ill feelings toward John, and like I can only hope for the best for him, you know.
Yeah, the only like I don't even have ill feelings towards the walkers.
Yeah, me
I
neither.
just don't like them.
Yeah, I don't want any of them to jump off a building or anything. It's like, just like for me, it's like, stay over there. I'll be over here, or whatever.
The internet's big enough for more than one or two people, you
Yeah,
know?
and I
I
think
think
people.
we could even have as many as 6 people.
Yeah, and I think people tend to forget that when you have these tightly knit communities, you think that that other tribe is like right around the corner, and I don't know. I don't know. I think that people just need to go outside, turn off your computer. Cyberbullying isn't real. You ever seen that tweet?
Uh-huh.
It was by I want to say Lil B. It's like probably the most popular or infamous tweet on from Twitter, where he's
What?
like, ha ha ha, how the fuck is cyberbullying real? Just close your eyes, nigga. Just turn off your computer, go outside. And
Oh
so,
my god.
and it's like, I can't tell. I don't know whether to be mad or concede that he's right on some level. I don't know.
Dude, hey, did I ever tell you who's the weirdest person you've ever met online, would you say?
Ooh, that's a good question. I almost want to say that one friend of yours who I actually met in person.
Oh, yeah, that fucker got even weirder.
Oh,
I cut him off.
yeah. I mean, I could tell like there was something going on in the closet with him.
Uh,
Like, yeah,
what do you mean?
like like certain types of people from certain communities. I mean, I'm not saying that he is this, but I'm just using it as an example. Like if you ever met like a furry, like at a convention or something. I mean, I've never been in this scenario, but I've seen like video of like these types of
You're dead
people,
on.
their mannerisms.
He's into like weird, like kind of weird. I'm not sure if it's like furry, but like something weird fetishy shit with like slimes and
Yeah.
like transhumanism. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea of getting a robot body. He made it creepy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
He,
what's your answer?
I would say him, but there's a guy who. Hold on, never mind. Hold on, the phone's ringing. I apologize.
Mm-hmm. As well, you should. We gotta be professional here. While we wait for Zach to return, I can do nothing really because I haven't written anything down for this. Okay, are you back?
I am. Fuck
Okay,
those people.
okay. Was it a
Tax
telemarketer?
parlors.
Okay,
It's telemarketers.
okay,
I
yeah.
didn't realize it was a telemarketer.
All right.
Ugh.
Uh, where were you?
Oh yeah, it's the guy who honestly believed that he is a reincarnation of Robot Jones, the cartoon character.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah.
I yeah, I think he's creepy as shit
Hmm.
because he didn't just say this with the conviction of someone who's like, you know, hey, I like this cartoon. He said this with like the conviction of a holy saint.
Hmm.
The kind of guy who'd burn you at the stake.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
I was thinking about this like a couple days ago. Is how many of these people do you think like are genuine, and how many do you think are like exaggerating for attention?
him, no, he was mental illness.
Okay, but
Him, yeah.
because you can't really, for me, it's hard for me to tell because when it, I don't know. I think about. I mean, this is going to be kind of a dark thing to bring up, but people who say, you know, I want to commit suicide, I want to kill myself, and like thinking about it, like most of them, if you put like a gun on the table and you just said do it, then 9 out of 10 of them probably wouldn't. And I get that that's
counterpoint.
yeah, that's like that. I mean, I guess that's kind of what I'm getting at is, you know, if somebody was to go up to this guy and say, you know, okay, we can chop off your limbs, replace them with robot arms and legs, and just screw a light bulb into your forehead and do whatever is humanly possible to make you as much like this robot cartoon character as possible. It's like, do you think he would do that?
Probably. I'm not sure. Like, I'm not sure.
Yeah, you can never really be too sure.
You know?
Come again?
I'm not sure what his answer would be, but I'm afraid of it.
Right. Yeah. I think that a lot of that is best left to ambiguity.
Yeah.
It's between him and his therapist. Hopefully he has one by now.
God. He lived in New Zealand. He had his neighbor.
You're breaking up again.
Sorry, our internet is kind of dodgy a little bit.
Oh, yeah, like you said, you live out in like the woods.
I'm at my mom's place, but her internet's a little dodgy too.
Yeah, it's weird how like because you were getting better results at. Well, I mean, where were you like from last time?
In the middle of the woods.
Oh, because like the signal was better there. That's weird.
God. Well, there's more people using. I'm not sure. My mom's uses the internet in her room.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, but the signal's better. It's slower in other places, you know.
But yeah, like last thing on my list was Takina actually uploaded a new video.
Takina?
Yeah, remember him?
No.
The claymation guy.
Yes, now I do.
Yeah. He uploaded a second part to this short that he did years ago. I mean, I think about maybe a year and a half ago. It was long enough to where I can't remember what the first part was about. And I don't even remember if I watched it, but his Patreon has been inactive for more than a year, but I still managed to be in the credits of his video. So, yeah, check it out if you want to see my name in the credits. But
Tony the Starstick as credit.
Yeah, it's Tony J Sus, my Twitter handle. Or
shit, I didn't mean to say.
Hmm?
Sorry, I didn't mean to say your name.
No, it's fine. I mean, it's not even that big of a deal. I mean, I'm not that concerned with being doxxed. I don't know if I should, but well, it's out there anyway.
I'm gonna dox you now.
Like if you search my name on Google, then I think that I'm the second result to come up our channel, this channel. But yeah, I was like thinking about that. We talked about that a little bit before we started last episode with our guests, and saying, you know, how like some people are better off and want to remain anonymous. So yeah, I try to be sensitive about that. If you know, if the person in question has been adamant about that or has not really wanted to discuss that before.
You know what I think I want to do if I ever do make a movie?
What?
I would like to do if say I turn my current comic idea into a movie, I want to make it an old-fashioned like CG, but CG that looks like monster suits. Like even to the point of making like flaws in the suit like the old Godzilla suits had.
That'd be interesting.
Like there was do you know who Titanosaurus is?
No.
It's they made a sailed back dinosaur. What's important is in one scene you can actually see the zipper in the suit. I think it was a zipper.
For some reason, that makes me think of this episode of Doug. I don't know why. I mean, it's because the idea is that this Doug goes to see a scary movie, and the part where the monster is revealed, he keeps covering his eyes, and he has nightmares because he doesn't know what it looks like. But eventually, he finally like forces himself to like watch when the monster is revealed, and it's just a guy in a rubber suit with a zipper in the back. I don't know why I remember like so much of Doug. It's been like more than a decade since I've seen a single episode of Doug. But
Was Doug good in your opinion?
I hear people say it wasn't very good. It was kind of mediocre, but I remember, there was getting some value from it. I don't know what. You'll have to ask me later to elaborate on that, because off the top of my head, I can't for the life of me think of like what value Doug would bring to your life. I just remember that Doug Walker made like a. I don't know if he was joking or if it was like the kids made fun of him when he was in school for having the name Doug. People would call him Doug Funny. So I don't know. That's the only other connection I guess I have to Doug by osmosis or whatever. I would recommend. I mean, in terms of slice of life animations from the 90s to early 2000s. Above all, I'd recommend As Told by Ginger. I'm always one to defend that show.
You know what I remember liking a lot as a kid?
What?
Okay, I looked at As Told by Ginger just to look at it as we talked to get the mind flowing. I accidentally typed in As Told by Geiger, only picturing it's just the alien xenomorph in that show now. I forgot how much I liked the style of it.
Yeah,
it looks a lot like Rugrats, doesn't it?
But I mean, it's the same studio, same artists, I guess. And it's funny you say that like you like the style, because a lot of people say that they hate how the characters look, and I've never really been one to, because there are people like saying, "Oh, their mouths are at the bottom of their chin; it's so ugly." I'm like, it doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look that bad. Not like Big Mouth. Not like levels to that extreme.
I looked at Big Mouth as we talked, and I just shoved her.
Yeah, I think that I've been meaning to examine like why people think that As Told by Ginger is ugly, and like I guess just to dissect, what makes a character design ugly, because I think that it's not like Big Mouth, but it's like just ugly enough to where it's like almost uncanny, is what I've managed to gather. But it's never bothered me.
I like the color palettes of the old Nickelodeon shows.
Yeah,
they always tended to be warm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is a good point. Yeah, I never thought of that. Okay, anything else you want to talk about?
I was reading my comic and I found out. You know what's an animal that is believed to be cursed? You know, cane toads have a lot of superstition tied to them. Those big ugly fucking frogs that people introduced to Australia.
Uh-huh.
And they got those huge poison sacs.
Hmm.
They're really the ugliest creatures on the planet. And I love them.
Mm-hmm. It's funny, like whenever somebody brings up cane toads, I always think about this Flash game. It was on Shockwave, like the Macromedia Shockwave site, where you had like all these. I think it was probably, it might have been before Newgrounds, was shockwave.com, and you had like all these Flash games, and one of them was called, there's this character Lenny Loosejocks, and it was like this, I guess, Australian made game because it takes place in Australia. And one of the mini games in this like I guess collection of is where you're in a pickup truck just running over cane toads. And it's like, I think it was called like Cane Toad Explode. And you just hear like every time you like run over a cane toad.
You just perfectly summed up the sound effect of every gore effect in Flash game.
Huh. Yeah.
Hey, you know what I've also noticed real quick? There's never been a giant frog monster. Like a giant frog.
Now, I could have sworn there's one, but no, you might be right.
Probably Rampage.
Okay. Yeah, that might be the one I'm thinking of. Or maybe a Dark Souls.
Wait, hold on. I just went up to Kaiju Matic. Apparently, I'm gonna look it up here.
Mhm.
Frog demon from there's actually a couple, but they're not the main villain. They're like, oh, they're always demons.
Mhm.
Wow. Oh, one of them is actually. Oh wow, one's actually the star of a movie.
Hmm.
Oh, we know it's a human who can turn into a frog through ninja magic. Oh, there's no frog monster. I need to correct that. I apologize.
That's fine. Well, anything else you want to talk about?
Nothing on the top of my head.
All right. We're past the hour mark, so I think that we can wrap this one up.
All right.
All right. Well,
I've been Zach.
and I've been Tony, and this has been the Monkey
The
Bar.
Monkey Bar.